Hello and welcome to my channel. This journal is called Paris and I created it a while back and keep looking at it on my shelf thinking it's just so pretty. I would like to share it with you, and that's what I'm going to do here is a little walkthrough of this creation. I had seen many journals at the time with all these lacy, beautiful, layered decorative fronts and wondered how they did that and what supplies they used. So this was my first try at doing anything lace covered, and I learned a lot, and I would do it very differently and have done it very differently since then, but I still think this was very pretty and I was pleased with the results. I did use a white Krafttex cover base, covered it with fabric, and then with this blush colored lace, then with a piece of vintage lace, some other layers of vintage lace, and then some appliques and buttons and silk pieces. So yeah, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 or 6 layers of textiles that I have used to create this. It is 2 signatures. It is quite wide. I'm thinking 2.5 inches maybe. Yep, 2.5. And I used a scarf, which I quite often do, to make the closure ties. I didn't use eyelets or anything, but of course it's because it was too thick and decorated. It would never have fit through the eyelets, so I incorporated it into the binding or the closure of the journal, and it makes it very sturdy. So it is attached inside underneath the layers, and it's also stitched, so it's not going to go anywhere. As I said, it's got some pretty appliques and flowers, some crystal buttons, vintage crystal buttons that I just love. And this, I believe, is a postcard that I had. It's been a while since I've made it, so I may have forgotten a lot of the details, but I will try my best to cover all of the important information. The digitals that I used are from Artymaze. And in the inside pocket, I've got a flap technique here. You can use it as a floating pocket or ephemera holder, but I chose to adhere it down. We've got some vintage lace pieces on the sides here and some pretty little blush pink trim. I love this postcard. Beautiful, beautiful image. Just a vintage postcard that I got. And I've tucked another little piece on the top pocket. So this flap folds this way, this one folds this way, and then because I attached it or glued it to the cover, it actually has a space where I just created a tall tag. This is from some packaging from Prima. I just ran some white gesso over the wording, and you can write on that. So it just slides right back into here. And I'm pretty sure this was an envelope. It was one of those cool ideas that you find from other artists at the time on YouTube or Instagram, wherever I got the idea. And I just recreated it for myself. So I think it's actually made with 2 envelopes. I'm struggling, so I'm going to stop and carry on with this side. A lot of the elements are charms and things that I used in rose gold as the metal, and pink, of course, a lot of blush, which I love to use, and then the ivory or cream colored complementing color. Quite a few pieces of vintage lace, and I don't know how many pages exactly, but like I said, 2 very full signatures. Got some pearl trim here, some lace trim, a bit of collaged flowers that I've made with some die cuts, and a pocket on this side, which has, sorry, trying to make sure I'm in frame, a vintage napkin that I've used here, collaging with some appliques and die-cut flowers. Got a few tags. This one has some vintage lace on it, some stitching, sari silk, some collaging, and backed onto parchment paper. And then a few more tags made out of some of the images from the kit with some fibers at the top, and a postcard, got some stamping on the back, and a small tag. It's quite a bit of mixed media techniques here. On this side of the page, I've got a small pocket, and I've done some embossing here with some frantage embossing powder, gesso, and so forth, backed onto craft paper. A little journaling card with some stamping, and a small envelope with a booklet and some stamping. So it's back in the day where the trend was more to ink absolutely everything that you did, which we've kind of gone away from. It just is so time consuming. Great effect. It makes it look very aged, but I'm really glad that we've eased off on the inking a bit. Here's a beautiful piece of vintage textile. This is a small table runner. And vellum paper. Lots of room for journaling. I've got several of these cards in the journal. They can be reused and used as gift cards with images of France on them, or just used as extra journaling space. And look at these beautiful envelopes. Isn't that incredible? I just love them. So very, very pretty. Got a paper doily here and an envelope straddling this page, a little charm, and some more journaling cards with French expressions, some of these die-cut flowers, and a collage with some fibers and crochet pieces. There's some more trim, beautiful trim, vintage lace on the side, some tea-dyed grid paper or graph paper. This little decorative bag I have embellished with some lace and fibers and added a couple of tags on the inside with buttons and lace and bling, and they can be written on the back. Lots of butterflies. Some more vintage lace. Love this one here. I have not been able to find that anywhere since, and I miss it. I just love it so much. I just added a pocket to that page and tucked in another, I guess you could call it a greeting card. I love them. On this side, I've got an embellished paper clip made out of a fussy cut flower and a tiny little ticket booklet, paper doily, another tag. You can write on front and back. And then on this side, we've got another tag. Probably not going to get that on right. With some lace and collaging. There we go. An envelope that I've stitched right into the center of the signature. And some pretty lace, appliques, die-cut flowers, and a banner, and a fleur-de-lis rose gold charm, some line journaling page. This is a tag that came from the buttons, and I have just included it. I love that twill on there, ticking. journaling card from an image from the kit, and I've added some stamping on the back, and just another journaling card. A pocket with some lace and some collaging. The other side of the bag with some pink tags on this side. The other side had the blue tags. Graph paper and another side tuck pocket. This one has a stacked floating ephemera holder or pocket. I believe this came from Rachel at Roxy Creations. This was, or G Kerr. This was around the time that I was introduced to those ladies' techniques and really, really learned so much from them. A tag, tall tag. Tag from the kit with some stamping, lots of stamping in here. A library card. And a little postcard. Such beautiful images. That's done with book page, so very simple. And sometimes when I made these, I would stitch around them. This particular one doesn't have stitching on it. Some more beautiful lace and a rose gold charm of an Eiffel Tower. Other side of the vellum, the other side of the vintage textile, and then another pocket with a envelope made from the kit and a booklet with some stamping inside. Everything is tea or coffee dyed. Lots of space for extra journaling. A postcard and a small tag. Actually, this is a booklet tag, one that folds out. So you've got both sides to write on. This right-hand side of the page has another lace pocket, vintage lace, and I've just added a couple of pieces of ephemera. This is a fold-out mason jar tag and journaling card. And this is the same. Mason jar and a journaling card. Lots of creative little extra ways to add your special thoughts. And that's the end of the first signature. So what I did was I included this bookmark, and you can swing it into any page that you would like and mark your spot. Or when we're finished, I'll show you how you can just use it on the outside as an extra dangle piece. Onto the second signature, we've got some pretty pink lace on the side edge with some pearl trim and a little scooter in a rose gold charm. This side of the page has some sakura cherry blossoms, a postcard, and another embellished paper clip, what I've used as a fussy cut flower, some roses, and another ticket that straddles the page here onto the other side. Another journaling card. Actually, this one is has a pocket on it, and pretty little tag made from the kit images, and an extra journaling card. So that one just tucks here. I've done some stamping on a paper doily, added a little embellished tag that I purchased. It's got a little sweet little fairy on it. And just tuck it into the side of the page using graph paper, tea-dyed. This is a large pocket, or a pocket that has a lot of ephemera in it. Done some mixed media again on this particular tag. It's got the frantage in the blue, and I've got a sari silk tag topper. I think I've used Krafttex as my base because you can paint on it, sew, whatever. It just works so well with any mixed media. And stamping, of course. Here we've got another small envelope with a little booklet inside for extra journaling space. The images are so sweet in this kit from Artymaze. A small tag. It's the fold-out booklet tag. I've just cut two of them together. And can be used for extra journaling space inside. And here's another tag with some vintage lace on it. Just very sweet. This page is lined journal space, and I've got some tea-dyed ruffle trim here, a rose gold heart, filigree heart charm. This lace-edged pocket has a couple of tags in it, stamping on the back, and a postcard. And this pocket I used the image of a boot and a paper doily underneath it, a couple of tags. This is a vintage pennant that I got. Added some French-English dictionary page and sari silk bow at the top. This little tag has some vintage lace and some collaging. Lots of layers. Lots of layers. And a fancy sticker with an embellished flower on that side. I've got another floating pocket or ephemeral holder here. It has three or four spaces for ephemera. I've got some black lace at the bottom. This is also a little pocket tag and has some trims at the bottom, different colored trims. This tag is one of the images from the kit. Isn't that lovely? And stamping on the back. And then a postcard on the other side. So as you can see, when you pull all the pieces and tags and postcards and such out, you've got a lot of extra space for journaling, which is the purpose of making these special books. And because it's thicker, I used 2 paper clips to hold it in place. I've just got a loose mini file folder for some extra storage for items that you would like to include. A vellum page, lace-edged page with some collaging and fibers at the top. Another charm that says La Bonne Aimée, La Bonne Vie. That is in rose gold with a bulb pin. And these are the beads that I've used for the center of the signature. Just rose gold beads. A side pocket that contains a little library card and a very small tag with some stamping on the back. And same with this one. Stamping on the back. A lot of work goes into the extra stamping and inking. Takes so much time. Another envelope from the kit with a booklet for extra journaling space and some stamping. Beautiful image. A paper doily and an envelope, smaller envelope straddling the top of the page. Actually, it's not an envelope, it's just a little shape there. A small tag with an image of the Eiffel Tower. This cool lace on the side of the page. And another rose gold charm of a bicycle. Some lined journaling pages. Another greeting card here. It says Paris. That you can gift to someone else or use it for extra journaling space. Fits into a little pocket. And we've got some extra writing spaces. A little coin envelope, a postcard, stamping on the back, and extra writing space for the tag inside. That's stamped with butterflies as well. A little flap, so you can still journal on this page. And I've got some decoupaging on the side, attached a little charm, a little rose gold book, or envelope, sorry. And here's the other side of this page with another piece of the vintage napkin and some collaging. A small tag, stamping on the back, a little journaling card, another mixed media tag with some frantage embossing powder and stamping and gesso on there. An envelope that I've got just tucked in here for some extra journaling space, and stamped on the back. Lots of extra pieces to discover and use for whatever you would like. Lace on the edge of this page and a sweet little rose gold heart, open heart charm. And that's it. I've also included another piece of mixed media. I love the color of that pink frantage, rose gold. Did some gesso, some stamping, just beautiful. And then it's also got an extra journaling card for writing, or you can use it as a gift if you want to use it for a note card for someone. And that is my Paris journal. This is how the bookmark would hang if you just leave it dangling on the shelf, which is beautiful as well. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and seeing all the techniques and pieces that I have included inside, and the decorative cover on the outside with this beautiful tie closure. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.